December the 5th, 2021. Guys, a quick update on some severe weather throughout the southeast tonight. I want you to keep your eyes on it. And this is from AccuWeather. It says, despite the calendar flip to December, severe weather season is not yet in the rearview mirror for some residents across the southern U.S. AccuWeather forecasters say the threat for severe weather, more reminiscent of springtime than early December, will roar to life across portions of the southern U.S. Early this week, starting late tonight, going into tomorrow for Mississippi and this particular area. We'll take a look at a couple of those maps. It says, while December brings more winter-like weather for some portions of the country, severe weather is expected to make a return to portions of the country, including much of Arkansas, western Tennessee. It's coming from meteorologist Lauren Hyde in at AccuWeather. Cold front associated with a potent storm set to dump snow across portions of the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and portions of Canada will stretch south and dig into the southern tier of the U.S. early this week, again, starting tonight. A cold front will swing across the Mississippi Valley and Ohio Valley on Sunday, dampening locations spanning from Missouri to western Ohio, guys. This is the map. By Sunday night into Monday morning, the thunderstorm activity is likely to ramp up across the Mississippi Valley. And you can see the line from Houston's included here over into southwest Louisiana, up through the Shreveport area. Vicksburg is where the red line is, and that's going to vary some. This is going to include Memphis, Nashville, further north, Little Rock, Arkansas. Check that out. Hail, isolated tornadoes. That's the main reason I'm on here. Torrential downpours, damaging winds. Storm max could see locally 75-mile-per-hour winds. Cat 1 hurricane speed. Conditions in the atmosphere across portions of the southern plains and southeast will be primed to produce a few explosive storms Sunday night into Monday. Areas from eastern Texas through portions of Louisiana and Arkansas northward into southern Indiana, southwestern Ohio, and much of Kentucky will be at risk for feisty storms early this week. Residents in cities like Houston, Nashville, Louisville, Kentucky, Cincinnati will have to keep an eye on the sky for changing weather later today and tonight. The main threats for these storms are expected to be hail and damaging winds, though an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Forecasters say isolated tornadoes cannot be completely ruled out anywhere across the areas at risk for severe weather. That's what we were just looking at. But they have pinpointed a more defined area that may need to take extra precautions. Areas from northern Louisiana to Arkansas to northern Mississippi and western Tennessee are in the bullseye for isolated tornadoes tonight, including cities such as Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee. With the majority of these strong storms likely to develop once darkness has blanketed the region, it is important for residents in the area of concern to have multiple ways to receive potentially life-saving weather warnings. You got your weather radio. After you have that on, keep one TV or one radio on a channel that will break in and give you weather updates. That's very important. Again, if you're in a city, more than likely you'll hear sirens. But if you're more rural like we are, a lot of times you won't hear that warning. So be prepared for that. If you got your weather radios, make sure that they're plugged in, they're turned on, and they're ready to go. In the strongest storms, damaging winds can gust in the range of 50 to 60 miles per hour with an AccuWeather local storm max of 75 miles per hour. Winds of this magnitude can be enough to bring down trees on power lines, with the potential for power outages. Residents should also make sure all devices are charged up and ready to go before the overnight hours. Are your flashlights ready? Do you have that ready? Do you have some battery-powered flashlights like Ryobi or something like that, and that you can use? Make sure all of those things are charged now. Your phones and your laptops, your tablets. It says, in addition to hail, wind, and isolated tornadoes, any feisty storm has the potential to bring heavy rainfall as well. Flash flooding may occur in any of these heavy downpours, especially in low-lying or poor drainage areas. Flooded areas can be difficult or impossible to spot at night, so forecasters urge anyone that must travel to allow extra time and be prepared with backup routes in case of flooded roadways. Now notice on this map, most severe weather is in the Louisiana, central Mississippi area, but then it moves, after Monday, it starts to move northeast very quickly. It says, as the initial storm continues to transition northeastward, the trailing front will quickly shift across the northeast on Monday and bring an influx of moisture over the eastern states, while gusty downpours and thunder continue to sweep along the Gulf Coast states on Monday. And for all my friends here, portions of Louisiana and Mississippi will continue to deal with drenching, potentially damaging storms on Monday. Guys, you know how this will travel through Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee and move up that way. And this chart is talking about two severe weather seasons. The primary season, which is the highest on the graph to the left, that's winter and spring. That's where we're at now. Secondary season is near the end of summer into fall. So we're kind of seeing strange weather. Remember a few months ago we talked about, I quoted AccuWeather and Farmer's Almanac in the video about the longest and coldest winter. I don't know if it's going to be the longest because it's been really mild here the last several weeks. I'm talking about beautiful weather if you like getting outside and doing things like that. The storm could change some of that. Temperatures will start dropping. But what we don't know is how cold and how much moisture we could get. Remember the ice storm in Texas that came all the way here into central Mississippi and really packed everything in and wiped out power across several states. It says many residents may consider severe weather season to be essentially over by early December, with the traditional peak in activity falling during the springtime. However, a secondary peak in the severe weather season often occurs during the autumn months. And that's kind of what we're going through now, even though it's December. But guys, just, again, turn your weather radios on. Don't be stuck on Netflix, on your TV. If you don't have any other way, then get a local TV station. Break in with a tornado warning or flash flood warning, something like that. Be prepared, guys. Don't get caught off guard. These things can become very deadly, very quick. It's a heads up. Be safe.